This morning, we're live from Titletown Brewing Company celebrating a legendary coach. Today would have been Vince Lombardi's 100th birthday. It's Emily Deem's birthday, too. How fitting. Morning, Em.
Can you believe it, Rachel? Well, thank you so much. I feel very special this morning to share the same birthday as Vince Lombardi, and it's not every day that you get to hang out with his grandson. John Lombardi is here with me this morning. We're at Titletown Brewing Company because you have a really cool partnership, and we're going to tell you about that in just a minute. But we want to talk to you. You know, how great it was to have Vince Lombardi as your grandfather, and we have some really great pictures from years past. One of them is where you're in a golf cart. Can you tell me about that one with you and your grandfather?
That's at training camp in, I think, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, when he was with the Redskins. And that's my older brother, Vince, and I. We got to go visit him and go out there and ride around in the cart and see all the camp stuff and do that a lot. It was fun.
And then we have another photo of the night of the Ice Bowl. And you are in your grandmother's arms, right?
Yeah, that's in their basement. Their rec room, which has become kind of famous. You've seen a lot of it, and ESPN did a story on it, and you see a lot of that video. And I was born in August, so that would have been, I think, New Year's Eve. So I was just a few months old.
Yeah, and you were, you know, really young. Vince died at age 57. So what were the memories that you have of him or that you've been told of him?
Well, a lot of them, you know, I'm not sure if they're implanted. People have told me stories, but I do remember a little bit about him. Primarily what I remember is he was really nice to us, but he had such a booming voice that when he'd come to visit, he'd, you know, where are the boys? Because my older brother and I, and we'd get scared and run away, and that it used to bother him a lot.
But he loved you so much and just wanted to spend time with you.
He did love his grandkids for sure, and the fact that we were afraid of him at times was a little paradoxical.
Now, you used to live in De Pere. Currently, you're living in Asheville, but you make your way up here once in a while, and there's this really cool partnership you have with Titletown Brewing Company. Can we tell everybody about the Lombardi Lager and what's in the works?
Sure. Well, as we know, Vince Lombardi, my grandfather, is a football coach. My other grandfather owned a beer distributorship in North Dakota. So you take those two things together, you kind of get the all-American boy, which football and beer. So I've always wanted to do this, make a beer, and I partnered up with Titletown, and we're collaborating. And sometime this fall, we're going to come up with Lombardi Lager.
That is so fitting. And you know, we have the brewmaster here with us this morning. David Oldenburg is here with me. What's in the works right now? What are you doing at this moment to get it ready for fall?
Well, basically right now we're finalizing the recipe and making sure that we know what it's going to taste like, and then we have to work out how to actually make it be that way. So we talk about, well, this is what we want it to be, and then we work backwards from there, and then we come up with a recipe and get some ingredients in here, and then we, most importantly, we schedule it into our fermentation program.
And this is where all the magic happens, right? What we're looking at right now.
Right, exactly, right there. Everything we brew is in that little room right now. So we have five fermentation tanks, which I think you guys ought to be able to see.
Awesome.
And we have to schedule one of those to have a lager in it, which takes a lot longer to ferment and to condition. So we're actually waiting until fall, partly because then it'll be football season, and partly because that way we'll have time in our schedule. In the summer we're real busy with our brewing, and we have to turn those tanks as fast as we can.
This will be something really cool, and I know you're going to be making your way up here a lot more, right, John, because of this. But today you're going to be out here for lunch. You're going to be hanging with people, spending the day, celebrating your grandfather's, what would be his 100th birthday. You know, over the years there's been so many things that Lombardi has influenced. I know there was a play on Broadway. And you didn't get to go see it, right? But can you tell me about it and what you heard about it and the reviews?
Heard a lot of good things about the reviews. It actually ran for a lot longer than they planned because they had such a good reception for it. And I every now and then I see, you know, on the web, on different newspaper sites or you know, websites that they're picking it up and playing it all over the country in small towns and in big towns all around the country. They're taking that play and they're showing it in their hometown, so it's really nice to know that.
And to know that your grandfather left a legacy, not only in this area, but all over, what does that mean for you?
Well, you know, to me, he was first my grandfather, but it is comforting, it is nice to know. It is kind of a point of honor and pride for us that everywhere you turn, every time they have a football game, he gets brought up, and that'll never grow old, for sure.
Well, I appreciate you being with us this morning, and I know you can come out here today to Titletown Brewing Company. You can meet him himself, have some lunch, because I think there might be some Italian food on the menu, maybe?
Yeah, they're going to have some Lombardi-inspired things on the menu. My Aunt Susan is here also, and a lot of family and friends are going to be here today.
Come out here, meet them, and obviously right here, when we were talking about Italian food, you saw this cookie. This is what they made for us out here at Titletown Brewing Company. Happy birthday, Emily and Vince. I have to say, what a special birthday today. I'll never forget it. We'll send it back to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Em. We are celebrating Vince Lombardi's birthday, too, here at Fox 11. Tonight, we'll rebroadcast the documentary God, Family, and the Green Bay Packers. You can see it tonight at 10, right after Fox 11 News at 9.